All right, guys. So let's take a look at this oil position that I have. Right, this one, USO, USO, USO stands for U.S. Oil, whatever ETF, which is like a basket of United States oil companies, right? And I think these are oil production companies. So yeah, let's look at it. Let's look at it and see what the fuck's going on. So I have two positions as you see. One is August 26, 2026. It's a $128 put that I've shorted. And then there is another one, which I call it the long leg, which is the January 21, 2028. And it's $125, right? But let's let's look at this, right? It's market value. Okay, so my long leg, which is this one, is worth about $1,700. And until January 21, 2028, how many weeks do we have? Let me see. Let's Google it. How many weeks until January 21st, 2028? 73 weeks. Meaning each time I roll this out for a week, I have to bring this, not this much. That's price paid, right? Sorry, more. This much divided by 73, because it's 73 weeks, right? In order to break profitable, which is 1817, right? Let's verify. Is it 18? Yes, 1817 times 100 is $1,817. And you divide that by 73, that's $24. Or per roll per contract is 24 cents. Actually, with the change, it's gonna be 25 cents. What does that mean? That means this, right? So think about it like this. This long put that I purchased is like a big bag of, I don't know, rice, right? Like a big pallet of whatever, right? Apples, right? A big pallet of apples that I purchased for 1817. And this one tiny little put that I'm selling, it's like taking one apple from that pallet and selling it into the free market at retail price. And that's basically what we're doing. Puts are basically insurance on the stocks, right? So I bought this big pallet of insurance and I'm selling tiny little weekly policies against it, which brings me money, right? So now let's say I'm going to click on this short leg and see what's going on, right? So I'm going to click on it and I'm going to say roll USO August 26, 26, strike of 128 puts. Okay, August 26, 26. 1 week after that is going to be September 2nd. And then for the same stock, right, I'm going to click on 128. And I'm going to say sell to open. Now, we're going to collect somewhere between 75 cents and 152. That's basically a little bit over $1. Let's say $1.05. $1.05 is what we're going to collect when we roll this. And of course, in 2 days, by the time we actually get to September 26th, we could collect more, right? Let's say somewhere somewhere around 125 or even 150, right? But let's go with based on 125. And our cost is only 25 cents a week that we already calculated, right? Here in the calculator, right? That's our cost. So basically, let me copy this, right? So if we bring in 1.25 every week and divide that by 25 cents, that's 5 times our money. So we're making 5 times our money. And of course, we may get to a bad week, a worse week, whatever type of week, right? And every week, we could at least make double our money. That's a lot of money. Because another feature of this type of trading is that it compounds weekly. Basically, every week when you sell or when you roll your short put, your short leg, basically you're bringing in more premium. You're getting paid a dividend. And that's how you get your profits, right? So every week you could reinvest. So yeah, that's what I'm doing with my money. So let's say if I have $10,000 and I'm making like 5 times my money, right? That's $50,000. That's almost half a, good job. But let's say if I save up $20,000 and I make 5 times that every year, $100,000 salary. Of course, $100,000 salary is not, it doesn't count as high as it used to be. However, first of all, if you don't have work expenses, $100,000 is more like $130,000. Because most people who have work expenses, basically what they do is that they spend a lot of time and a lot of resources just to go to work and come back, right? Their gasoline, their car, their transportation, lost time going and coming back, right? So it's like 30%. However, here's the deal. People who do have work expenses or people who do work full time for a salary of 100,000, right? They don't have their hours available to them. Meaning like 8 hours a day, that's their work hour, right? It's gone. They have to give those hours to their workplace. But I have my hours to myself that I could use, do whatever I want to excel my life, right? So those hours, of course, if a company uses it, it's easier to cash them out versus if I'm using it myself. So if I'm using them myself, it's easier to cash them out long term because I make more money long term, but harder to cash them out short term. But let's say even if it benefits me, I don't know, $7 an hour, or let's say $9 an hour, right? That's 9 times 250 work days every year, and times 8. That's $18,000 extra plus 130. That's almost $150,000 a year. And all I need is $20,000 to trade it the same way that I'm trading on USO. And that's only the first day. That's only the first year. Because from year 2, that $148,000, right? Let's say even if I put half of it, or let's say even if I put 30% of it, or a third of it, into work. And now that times 5, that's a $250,000 salary. So there is serious money to be made in the stock market. And guess what? I'm going after it, baby.